Drysdale, pal. King Alexander.
Yeah, now I remember. Let me tell him.
Well, I'm telling him.
You ain't.
Ain't.
Hold on now, Jethro. You tell me.
Well, it's a foreign sounding name.
King Alexander of Sylvania.
Real live king, huh? No wonder they had so many folks over there fixing and cleaning.
Yeah, Miss Drysdale even hired us.
To do what?
Stay away.
Take that back to her and...
Hey, no, wait a minute, Uncle Jed. We can make a lot of money if you'll just play along.
What you mean?
Well, she said she'd double this. If we could keep you and Granny out of sight, too.
Good morning, Chief.
Good morning. Get someone to sit in for you. I want you to drive me to the yacht harbor. I'm meeting Margaret down there to pick up King Alexander.
How exciting! And you look so handsome. What is that medallion you're wearing?
Oh, that's Margaret's idea. She thought when I met the king I should be wearing a decoration.
It's very impressive. Where did she get it?
From my den. It's an ashtray. Watch it, Miss Hathaway. I'm up to here with this nobility business, and I haven't even met the royal jerk yet.
Chief, what about Ellie Mae? Your wife says King Alexander is one of the world's most eligible bachelors. Worldly, handsome, witty, charming.
Look, those things don't count when we're talking about a lifetime companion for my sweet little Ellie.
Well, naturally, he'd need other important qualities to make him a good husband.
Right, and he doesn't have them.
No?
Not a nickel.
That's not what I meant. But why do you say that?
Because I've checked every financial rating book here, and he isn't even listed.
Well, he probably has a secret Swiss bank account. Alexander is the last of the big-time monarchs, always at one resort or another, on a yacht somewhere.
Really?
Yes, I've read that he's worth billions.
Billions? Well, maybe he's a man of good character after all.
Good character or good credit?
There's a difference. Oh, Miss Hathaway, what if the king and Ellie Mae were to fall in love and there was a merger?
I believe you mean marriage.
Yes, we've got to introduce them right away.
But Chief, it will take time to teach Ellie enough protocol even to meet the king.
Sir Milburn Drysdale, banker to the Royal Majesties. Oh, with the king's billions and the Clampetts' billions in my bank, I can wheel and deal with the big money boys. The Rockefellers, Baron Rothschild, Bing Crosby.
Mr. Drysdale?
Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Howdy, Miss Jane. I'm sorry to bother you, but it's about that king that's coming to visit you. Not me, you.
Me? And your family. I told him all about the Clampetts, and he wants to meet you right away.
Chief!
Well, doggy, think of that. Bunch of old sorghum lappers like us rubbing elbows with a real live king.
Oh, Chief!
Something wrong, Miss Jane?
Oh, she's just a little upset because we had planned to surprise you with him.
Oh, well, I reckon that explains the money.
Money?
Yeah, your missus wanted to pay the young'uns to stay away from your house whilst the king was there. I reckon she didn't want them to find out about the surprise.
Of course. And Big Mouth Milburn put his foot in it.
Both feet, and it's too late to pull them out.
Well, we'll have to be leaving to pick up the king. Now, you go home, and I'll have His Highness there in about an hour, and have Ellie in her nicest dress.
No more. Telephone call for His Royal Highness, King Alexander of Sylvania.
Put the call in here. It's for you, Alex. Yes? Oh, thank you. My new host, Mr. and Mrs. Drysdale, just Robin.
Alex, why don't you stop being an international freeloader? If you'd settle down and apply yourself, you could be a first-class busboy.
I am a king, not a steward. I was supposed to be a guest on your yacht.
For the first 2 years, you were a guest. Then on, you pay for your passage.
I offered to pay. I have billions in my Swiss bank account.
You have billions of Sabellian gluttonies.
The currency of my country.
Why, this paper napkin is worth more than a gluttony. Wait a minute. It is a gluttony.
I run short of napkins. The Drysdale are just here. Please go. Huh? Oh, excuse me. Can I borrow your coat?
All right.
Ah, thank you. I shall remember your kindness when my people return me to the throne of Siberia.
Oh, stop dreaming, Alex. You're down to sponging off bourgeois Beverly Hills bankers.
Yes, but they will know bourgeois Beverly Hills heiresses. I will marry one, and then, presto, the Gladney will again be worth something.
Well, they're worth something already. They make fabulous napkins.
Your Majesty!
Mr. and Mrs. Drysdale, you may rise.
Help me, help me.
We are very honored to have you stay with us at our home, Your Money. Your Majesty.
Yes, Your Grace. We feel a great kinship to the aristocracy. I have very pure bloodlines, and of course Milburn is no stranger to nobility.
Oh, thank you. That's very thoughtful.
With your permission, we will proceed home now, Your Highness.
Now, friend, help me. What a scene. Miss Hathaway will have to drive me home.
You bring His Highness in the limousine.
Of course, my dear. Excuse me, Your Highness. Speaking man to king, I've heard you're worth billions. Is that true?
Quite true.
Oh, really? Well, I know a family you must meet.
If you like. Oh. Shall we?
I'll take you to my home in a moment, Your Majesty, but first you must meet the Clampetts.
It's a nice little place. Is there a Miss Clampett?
Yes, and I think you'll find her most unique. Not what you'd expect from the daughter of a multimillionaire.
Multi? Is that in dollars, drachmas, rubies, what?
Dollars. No, they're just one of my smaller accounts at the bank, 70 million or so.
70 million?
Of course, that's nothing compared to your assets.
Fortunately.
I beg pardon?
Fortunately, I have learned the common touch. I am looking forward to meeting Miss Clampett.
Oh, her name is Ellie.
Just purchased his company from home.
It ain't the same. Jethro says the kings wear gold crowns and fur-trimmed cakes and...
Come in, come in.
Come in, Your Highness.
I seem to have lost my money clip.
You see, he ain't nothing to get all boggled over.
You can say that again.
I look outside. May I present His Most Royal August Highness, King Alexander of Sabavia.
Howdy, I'm Jed Clampett.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Clampett?
Oh, no, we ain't married.
Oh, but then you must be the beautiful lady I've heard so much about. Miss Clampett? Ellie, what an exquisite creature you are. Silver-haired beauty. Ellie.
Granny, he thinks you're Ellie. Say something.
Oh.
In good time, Jed. All right. I ain't Ellie.
This here's Granny. Yonder's Ellie Mae.
Beauty begets beauty. The sun has given her light to the moon.
This here is the King of Sabavia, Ellie.
Well, howdy, King.
Excuse me. Call me Bobo, all my friends do.
Okay, King Bobo.
Hey, where is he? Where's the king? Where is His Highness? What'd you do with him?
That's my nephew, Jethro. He got that outfit from a movie studio, special for you.
He looks positively ludicrous.
Well, thank you. He'll be pleased.
I couldn't find your money clip.
But he did.
I missed him. He's gone, and all that's left is his royal napkin holder.
You big dope, this here is His Highness.
Him? Gee, you sure don't look like the king in my big blue book of fairy tales. Anyway, my liege.
Well, let's all go in the parlor and get acquainted.
Hello, Miss Hathaway.
Chief, where have you been? Your wife has been phoning every 5 minutes since I took her home. She thinks you kidnapped King Alexander.
For once, she's right. And he couldn't have cared less about protocol when he saw Ellie Mae.
Well, I hope there's no language problem.
What do you mean? Those two can speak in a universal language.
You mean love? Money.
Milburn?
Quick, lock the door.
Hello, Uncle Milby.
Doreen, what are you doing in town?
The question to be answered is, what have you done with His Highness?
I asked first, what is she doing here?
She's my niece, and I asked her to fly here and be King Alexander's companion during his visit.
Companion? What about getting married?
You are already married.
No. She and no more. Poor little thing. She rushed into it before she was ready.
But I'm not bitter. Maybe my next husband will be Mr. Right.
7's my lucky number.
Leonard was number 7, dear. Now, what have you done with Alexander?
I think he's visiting friends.
I don't know what you're up to, Milburn. Probably something to do with his money. But Doreen is not going to let you out of her sight until she meets the king.
Right, Auntie Meg. I've never married royalty before.
Unless you count the Pancake King.
You stay right here, dear. I'm going to see if His Highness is in the basement.
Doreen, why don't you fix your makeup in there? You want to look your best when you meet the king.
Oh, I sure do. How's this for openers?
You always were a shy little thing. Duke, she'll wreck everything.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane. We done invited King Alexander to stay over with us for a while. And I got to get you to tell me where to pick up his suitcases.
Wonderful. Thank you. There.
I know who you are.
You do?
They're looking for you.
You have?
She thinks he's king. My name's Doreen. Can I be one of your friends and call you Bobo?
Shucks, you can call me Gatorface if you want to.
Bobo's okay.
Why don't we get out of here and go for a ride?
All right. I see you're dressed first.
You bet.
Let's go. Ain't nothing that turns a girl's head like a uniform.
Ellie Mae, look at these hands. These little hands.
They is kind of small for a man.
You are driving me mad.
I am?
Believe me, you are. My sweet. My angel. Ellie Mae.
Hey, why are you always kissing hands? Ain't you never heard of kissing on the lips?
Ellie.
Sorry, I hope I didn't hurt you.
Why did you do that?
Well, 'cause Granny said to when it's the first date, and it ain't a good night kiss.
Then it was not your idea.
Heck no, I like kissing. Mustn't disobey Granny.
Then your hand will do nicely.
Would you mind switching? This one's getting awfully chapped.
Well, here we are. This is the Drysdale place.
I thought you owned all sorts of fabulous sports cars.
Oh, no, just this one.
Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, now I'll pick you up right here for our date tonight.
But I thought you were staying here, too.
Oh, heck no. Already live next door.
Oh, that's a break. What are we going to be doing tonight?
Oh, I got some real big plans. We's gonna go frog hunting.
Frog hunting? But you're the king.
Yeah, I am pretty good at it.
Sure aren't what I expected. This truck and frog hunting tonight. And as for your famous wit, I've only seen half of it.
Thank you. I ain't even warmed up yet.
Well, till tonight.
Yeah, and where's some old shoes? Thank you.
Never seen the like yet. Best courting dinner I ever served up. And that king never touched a bite. How can any man pass up groundhog goulash, baked buzzard eggs, and minced crawdads? Well, maybe he just don't like rich food. Beginning to wonder about him. How can you trust a fella that don't like fricassee of barn owl?
I wouldn't fault the king, Granny. The way he tells it, all civilians has tetchy stomachs.
What you mean?
Well, He says nobody in his country eats very good. Is all suffering from something called, inflated gluttony?
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. I heard you were staying, so I dropped by with your luggage.
I'm sorry that there is so much of it. I am carrying several suitcases full of currency.
Oh, really? Oh, of course, with your kind of money, I suppose a suitcase full here and there doesn't amount to much, huh?
With my kind of money, you are absolutely right.
So if you're staying here, why don't you let me keep it for you at my bank?
Very well. Why don't you open an account for me with the money in these two, huh?
Wonderful. And do you want me to contact your Swiss bank for the balance?
Well, perhaps after Ellie and I are married.
You're getting married?
I am mad about her. Unfortunately, her enthusiasm for the idea does not equal mine.
Well, just how much enthusiasm does she have?
Roughly speaking, none.
Well, she can't refuse you. You're the king of Siberia.
I know. But to use her exact words, she said, that don't cut no mustard with me.
Well, pardon me, Your Highness. Maybe it's because you're not acting enough like a king.
What?
Well, I mean, don't you have a uniform you can impress her with, a crown or a cape or something like that?
Of course, but do you think that will make much difference?
Oh, howdy, my lady. Mr. Drysdale, somebody left these suitcases on the front porch.
They belong to His Highness. Thank you, Jethro.
Well, thank you. That niece of yours sure took a shine to me. I don't know what done it. Either my uniform or my personal poise and magnetism.
Maybe it would help to wear my cape and crown.
Here we are, Miss Hathaway. King Alexander's first deposit.
In cash?
There must be $100,000 in each of these. He's got $3 billion more. Wait a minute. What's this stuff?
It's Siberian currency. King Alexander's a billionaire, all right, in gluttony.
Well, it must be convertible to dollars. Look it up in the exchange rate.
I am. Let's see. Francs, guilders, gluttonies. Yes, they're worth 4 to the dollar.
Well, that's still almost $1 billion.
No, Chief, the rate is 4 tons of gluttonies to the dollar. Wait, there's a footnote. This rate is good only during world paper shortages. The rest of the time, they're absolutely worthless. Chief! Oh, don't take it so hard. You're not out anything.
I may be out the Clampetts. That royal thief is up there right now sweeping Ellie off her feet, and I told him how.
That's the gluttony.
Maybe we're not too late.
Ellie, I am a king. I offer you a life of complete luxury. Never again will you wear blue jeans. You will always be at the height of fashion. Only the nobility will speak to you. They will call you Your Majesty. Silence. Servants will wait on you hand and foot. You will drink vintage wine and eat gourmet food. You will do no work. You will sleep till noon every day. You will lack for nothing. Now say you accept.
I'm sorry, King, but it sounds just awful.
You are refusing me?
Yes, Your Majesty.
But I ain't.
What?
I was listening to the whole thing, and boy, that's a lot for me. Hi, Doreen.
There's the king. He's the one that took me for the ride.
He took you for a ride, all right. That's Jethro. There's the real king. Your Majesty.
Doreen, I gotta break our date tonight. I'm going to Siberia to live a life of luxury.
Drysdale, madame, I'm afraid I must say goodbye. The yacht I came in is sailing in 2 hours.
Hot dog, I'll get packed.
But you can't leave. You haven't gotten to know Doreen yet.
Oh, forget it, Aunt Meg. I am going back to Boston. Jethro was bad enough, but this one looks like something out of the big blue book of fairy tales.
Doreen! Oh, forgive her, Your Majesty. She's really lovely and single.
Is she by any chance rich?
Well, she's gotten 7 divorce settlements.
Wait, mademoiselle, wait! I will make you my queen!
Well, this is the last of the court and dinner leftovers.
Ellie, Hope you don't feel too bad about the king leaving and chasing back to Boston.
Well, heck no. I never did love him. And when he put on that crown and got so uppity, well, I didn't even like it.
Leastways, he said we could have his suitcases. I can hardly wait to see what's in them.
I already looked, and every one was filled with nothing but paper napkins.
Neither do I. You try to do something nice for the kids, give them some pleasure, a little advice.
Advice?
Well, I didn't give them just a plain hippo. I gave them a hippo with a message.
Chief, how could you?
Now, what's wrong with that? Kids don't read enough these days.
Look, to turn a baby hippopotamus into a signboard.
Oh, it's only water paint it washes right off. That way, I can change the message every few days.
Uncle Milby?
Well, Milburn Drysdale is kind of cold and formal. Uncle Milby's more the real me. Warm, generous, fun-loving.
Save your pennies in a pig or save them in a cup, but bring them to the Commerce Bank or I will eat you up.
Kids love rhyme.
Oh, but Chief, that's terrible.
Well, maybe I can think of something better.
No, I mean, the whole idea is thoroughly reprehensible.
What are you talking about? I'm entitled to get something for my money.
What money? You got this animal by foreclosing on a stranded circus.
Well, what's the difference? A kid would have loved him. 1 week, we could have painted nursery rhymes on him, like, Pussycat, pussycat, where have you went? To the Commerce Bank for 5%.
Your telephone's ringing.
Oh, keep thinking of some others. Maybe the zoo director will change his mind.
Don't you worry, little hippo. I'll wash this right off.
Now, Jethro, I don't want any more arguments. I want a chicken pen, and I want it right up against Miss Drysdale's head.
Well, Miss Drysdale ain't gonna like it.
What she don't like, she can lump.
If I put the pen up against the hedge, some of the chickens will slip through and go to scratching up Miss Drysdale's flowers.
You think so?
Is you trying to provoke a scrap with Miss Drysdale?
Why, Jethro, she's my next-door neighbor. My dear friend. A lovely lady.
Well, I just hope you mean what... Hey, Granny? Hey, there's a real funny-looking critter next door.
Oh, out in the yard, is she?
I can't see too good, but it's big and fat and ugly and got a mouth like a gator.
That's my dear friend, all right.
Here, Granny, you look.
Was that your granny yelping or one of your critters?
Well, it sounds like Granny.
Emmy May, kid, who is it complains when I tries to raise chickens in the back?
Miss Drysdale.
And who is it squawks when I tries to raise a cow?
Miss Drysdale.
And who is it screams to a high heaven when I try to run a goat or a sheep?
Granny, what are you getting at?
I'm getting at this. That spiteful woman has turned her backyard into a hog lot.
A hog lot?
Granny, Miss Drysdale wouldn't touch a hog with a 10-foot pole.
She's got one now that she better not try to touch without a 10-foot pole.
What you mean?
We raised us some big porkers back home in the hills. But this hog makes a razorback look like a ground squirrel. Come on, here. Come on. Is that a hog or is that a hog?
That's a hog.
Biggest thing I ever did see.
When you yell suey at that rascal, you better not stand twixt him and a trough.
You know something? I don't think that's a big hog at all.
Shh. Don't mean mouth him, Ellie. I hate to get that hog riled.
I mean, he's something else.
Just there.
I wonder where Miss Drysdale got to hold him.
Ellie, run around the back door and ask her.
Granny, I think this critter come from Africa.
That must be someplace in Virginia.
Virginia?
Yeah, they raise awful big hogs there. Feed them on peanuts.
Well, there's a goober grabber if I ever seen one.
Real whopper.
Well, I still say this ain't no big hog.
What are you talking about, child? Why, that rascal is good for 300 yards of chitlins alone.
And would you look at them jowls?
Takes a tub of turnip greens just to season them.
You gonna butcher him, Uncle Jed?
Well, he ain't ours to butcher, Jethro.
Oh, how I wish he was.
Well, I'm telling you, that critter ain't no butchering hog.
And I'm telling you, you're deaf. That animal is standing on a pair of 200-pound hams.
And that bacon would fill a smokehouse.
Look at the size of them pig knuckles.
But listen, Ellie, you run ask Miss Drysdale where she got him, like I told you.
And while you're at it, ask her, could we buy him off her?
But, Paul,
If he may do as you're told, time is a-wasting.
Uncle Jed, if you buy that rascal, we's gonna be eating high on the hog, sure enough.
High, low, and in between.
First thing I'm gonna do is send one of them hams to Lee Summit, Missouri. That Willie Marr thinks she can cure a big ham.
Granny, can't you just send her a picture? Why, you'd be giving away 1,000 ham sandwiches.
No, Jethro. Missouri is the show-me state. They gotta see it to believe it.
They could see this and still not believe it.
Granny, the maid says Miss Drysdale's back in Boston.
Do tell. What about the mister?
Well, he's down to the bank. Ain't nobody home but the maid, and she don't know nothing about this critter.
Well, nobody's home, huh? Jethro, instead of a chicken pen, you make me a hog pen. Ellie Mae, you...
Hog pen? Granny, you ain't fixing to bring this critter home.
Well, somebody's got to look after him, Jed. He's wasting away to skin and bones.
You leave him right there till I talk to Mr. Drysdale.
Well, suppose he don't want to sell him.
Well, then that's our tough luck. Come on, everybody.
Giddy up, come on.
Granny, I said leave that hog here.
Jed, I'm doing everything I can to keep him here. I'm even sitting on him.
Chief, I just spoke with the director of the Children's Zoo. He absolutely will not permit bank commercials on his animals.
Then I say no more zoo commercials on our money.
Zoo commercials?
Yes, did you ever hear of the buffalo nickel? What about the eagle on the quarter?
Chief, you are sick.
You bet I am. Here's a great chance to educate our little tots. Will you tell them my nursery rhyme, my dear?
Yes, and he doesn't consider a pussycat, where have you went as educational.
Well, what about the second line? To the Commerce Bank for 5%. That's the educational part.
Give up.
I will not. I've got some brilliant stuff here. Listen to this. Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her. Got a loan from Uncle Milby, now they always happy will be. And here's another one. Tom, the pauper's son.
That's the piper's son.
This kid is a pauper's son. So his old man borrows money from the Commerce Bank and strikes it rich. Oh, now, wait, here's a good one right here. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, figuring her interest rate. Along came a spider and sat down beside her and said, hey, this Commerce Bank is great. Wait. That may be the zoo director with a change of heart. Melvin Drysdale speaking.
I see somebody stuck there with a sick hog.
Sick hog?
Oh, he's in bad shape, Mr. Drysdale. His bristles have all fell out, and his tail has come on kink. Oh, I grant you he looks big and fat. But that's because he's a windsucker. All bloat. Take my word for it, Mr. Drysdale. That hog is dying of the epizootic.
Oh, Granny, you must mean the hippopotamus.
I mean the epizootic. Tell you what I'll do. I'll buy him from you, just for the hide and the tallows.
Mr. Drysdale, I hope you'll forgive Granny for trying to shuck you out of your hog. We'll call you back. Bye.
Come out of there, doggone you.
What you doing, Granny?
Oh, hi, Jed.
Hi, what you doing?
Trying to get my rope out of the Drysdale's yard. It must have snagged on something like a root or a stump.
Or a hog.
A hog? Why, yeah. I'll bet you that's what happened. That poor starving critter probably swallowed the other end of my rope, thinking it was a big stalk of sugar cane.
You think so?
Yeah. We gotta save him, Jed. Why don't you call Mr. Drysdale, see if you can make a deal with him for that poor, sick, miserable beast.
Granny, the other end of this rope is tied around that hog's neck.
Oh, it's worse than I thought. He's trying to hang himself.
Hang himself?
Yeah. Amongst hogs, that's known as suicide.
What you been whitewashing?
The chicken house.
We ain't got no chicken house.
Well, I guess I wasted my time. Now, please, Jed, don't call Mr. Drysdale.
I'm gonna untie that hog.
No, Jed, don't go. I'll do it. Please, Jed, don't go. Wait, Jed. Don't touch that hog. You'll get the epizootic, sure as shooting.
That hog ain't got the epizootic, and you know it.
Well, he's got something that's about to kill him.
Yeah, you.
Well, whatever give you that crazy notion?
Well, let's say it's the way you got him whitewashed. I can understand you wanting this hog, but buy him off Mr. Drysdale fair and square.
All right, Jed, I will. After all, it's only money. You can't take it with you.
That's the spirit. Now, what do you figure is a fair offer?
Well, he's our next-door neighbor and our very dear friend. How about $1.25? All right, kid. I'll go $1.30. But for that price, he's got to pull it through the hedge for me.
$1.30? Granny, that hog will weigh out at close to 1,000 pounds.
That's all hoof and hide. Why, dressed, I bet you he wouldn't go 20 pounds. I'll be lucky to break even.
Hey, Granny, give me my commission. I went around the neighborhood like you told me to and took orders on $200 worth of hog meat.
Hush. Folks is on the phone.
Pretty good price for 20 pounds, ain't it?
Well, you wouldn't begrudge a poor old widow a little profit, would you?
Mr. Drysdale? This here is Judge Clampett. Say, would you consider $200 for that hog?
$200!
That's a deal, then.
Thief, winter rabbit!
Thank you, Mr. Drysdale. Bye. Granny, you can't take it with you.
Who's going anywhere? I'll have to put a lot of sawdust in my sausage to come out on that deal.
Granny, I told everybody...
You shut your big $200 mouth.
But, Granny, I told everybody you were going to come up with top-grade hickory smoked meat.
And you're right. I'm gonna cut me a piece of hickory and I'm gonna smoke your meat.
Come on, Harold. Wait's getting you away from here. Let's go.
Hey, Ellie, where you going with Granny's hog?
I'm taking him to the zoo because he ain't no hog.
Well, he better be a hog. I done sold $200 worth of that rascal, and I ain't even up to his spare ribs.
Well, this critter's what you call a hippopotamus.
Can you get $200 worth of bacon, pork chops, or country sausage from a hippopotamus?
No.
Then this is a hog.
No, it ain't. It's a hippopotamus.
Don't say that, Ellie. You're going to cost me a fortune. Look, I'll show you what my commission comes to on what I've sold up till now. Look at here. $200 worth of orders. Now, that's 2 naught naught dot naught naught. Now, I get 5%. That's dot naught 5, and I put that under the naught naught and times it. Let's see, 5 noughts is naught, 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 5 twos is 1, and a naught. Now I just add that all up, and put down the knot. Well, I made me $1,000 commission.
Oh, $200 worth of orders?
It looks like in the meat business, the money's in the selling. Hog, I'm gonna get rich just selling your sausage.
There ain't gonna be no sausages, because this here's a hippopotamus.
It might be a hippopotamus now, but it's coming out of that sausage grinder a hog.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
Ain't. Don't tie me down to Ellie Mae, that hog ain't to be played with. Now, you take him around back to the trough.
But, Granny, this here's what you call a hippopotamus. That's a river horse.
He ain't no horse. Now, do as I told you.
I mean, he likes water.
Good. Give him all he wants and a lot of dry corn. We'll fatten that rascal up to where he can't move. Come on, Jethro, drive me down to Mr. Drysdale's bank. I got to bargain him out of that $200 price.
But Uncle Jed said it was a deal.
I say it ain't. That city banker and me is going to do some hog haggling. Now, get in.
Hey, Granny, Ellie will take our hog to the zoo.
Ellie's going to take him back to the trough like I told her.
But, Granny, listen.
Now, you listen, child. That hog's hind leg is going to send me to my grave a famous woman. For years, they'll be talking about the Daisy Moses Memorial Ham. Right on, Jethro?
the circus just called.
Oh, good. Did he get the bank commercial tattooed on my fat lady?
Of course not. He wants to know if you'll take a baby elephant off his hand.
No, I won't.
The Children's Zoo would love to have it.
They would, eh? Well, maybe we can work something out. Now, let's see. A nickel dropped into my trunkle. Draw 5% from sweet old uncle.
No, Chief, no. I have told you the Children's Zoo will not permit you to paint bank commercials on their animals.
Then they don't get the elephant. No more, Mr. Nice Guy.
Chief, listen, please. It seems that the baby hippo and the baby elephant were inseparable companions. Now the baby elephant is pining away for his friend. They should be together.
But how can they be? I just sold the hippo to the Clampetts. They think it's a big hog. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe I can tell them the elephant is a long-nosed calf.
Can we come in?
Granny, Jethro, how are you? How's that big hog?
He's too darn high. That's how he is. You hornswoggled Jed out of $200 when you sold him that puny hog.
Puny?
But you speak when you're spoke to. Now, you and me is going to do some hog haggling.
There's no need to, Granny. You can have him free.
Oh, no. I came here to haggle, and we's going to haggle. Now, you set a price, then I'll make an offer. Then we'll lock horns and go at it.
Granny, if he's willing to...
You listen and learn, boy. I'll show you how it's done. All right, let her fly.
I'll sell you the hog for $50.
I'll give you 10.
40.
20.
30.
40.
40.
50, and that's my last offer.
Well, all right. So?
Get him. He don't know what hit him.
Granny, he was going to sell you the hog for $30.
Didn't learn a thing, did you? I'll see if I got $50 in my reticule. You might have to carry me for part of it.
Oh, no problem. Oh, Granny, as long as we're dealing, how would you like to buy a long-nosed calf?
Oh, no. No, Chief. You are not going to sell her that.
But if she wants it?
No, I absolutely will not let you.
Jethro, you are now watching the oldest trick in the haggling business. You see, she, pretending that she wants the calf, is supposed to make me want it all the more. That's what they call chumming the sucker. Here's your money for the hog. We'll talk about the calf some other time, when your partner ain't around.
Well, I'll be right with you, Granny. Mr. Drysdale, I'm going to open up a big account with you. Yeah, I'm making money hand over fist.
Wonderful.
How are you doing it, Jethro?
Well, selling meat on commission. I made $1,000 already today.
What kind of meat are you selling?
Oh, hickory smoked ham, bacon, chops, ribs, you name it, I got it.
Well, then, put me down for $50 with the bacon and ribs.
I'll take $20 worth.
Hot dog. 50 and 20. Not, fetch down the naught. 5 and 2, fetch down the 7. Times dot, naught, 5. I've done made another $350.
Jethro, when do we get the meat?
Oh, quick as Granny butchers that big hog you done sold her.
What did he say?
He said, quote, quick as Granny butchers that big hog you done sold her, unquote.
I thought that's what he said. I'd better get Mr. Clampett on the phone and tell him to stop Granny.
I'll say you'd better. And if anything happens to that hippo, Uncle Milby will be Uncle Mud.
Like the water, don't you, Harold? Granny's scared of it, so we safe in here.
Ellie Mae's drowning my hog. Quick, Jethro, jump in and pull him out. Give him mouth-to-mouth recitation.
I ain't getting close to them jowls till he's on a plate.
He won't tell Granny. He likes the water.
She done turned him into a pet.
Forget him, Jethro. By the time he gets out of the water, he'll be ruined. There ain't no market for soggy sausage.
Granny, how's the hog? Is he all right?
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. We just giving him a bath. I tell you what, I'll trade you my big, clean hog, even up, for your dirty little long-nosed calf.
It's a deal.
Chief, both of those animals are going to the Children's Zoo. You promised.
Oh, well, all right. Back to Mr. Nice Guy.
Drysdale, I don't want to shame you in front of nobody, but that ain't no long-nosed calf.
Thank you.
But that zoo sure is getting a prize-winning hog.
Chief, I just spoke to the director of the Children's Zoo, and the truck is on its way.
Fine, fine.
The children are going to be charmed and delighted by these animals.
They's gonna like these poems, too, Mr. Drysdale.
Three! I ought to double dose you for that.
Oh, lady, I'm feeling frisky as a cold and clover. I think I'll just pass up getting tonic this year.
Stay right where you are. Now, Ellie, where's your monkey? I want to test my batch.
Yeah, Ellie, get this ape away from me.
Oh, Betsy's got a crush on you, Jethro.
A crush? That's the craziest thing I ever heard of.
Yes, pretty as she is, she can do a lot better than you.
You just tell her to keep her old monkey paws to herself.
Quiet, I want to test my tonic.
Sure is working fast, Granny.
And I cut it in French water.
Chief, it's almost time for your luncheon date with Dr. Clyburn.
Oh, that's right. Remind me to forget my wallet so he'll have to pay.
Chief, you pulled that on him the last 3 times. It just isn't fair.
All right. I'll take some money. We can go Dutch Street.
Just put the tonic down, Jethro, till Granny rounds up some employees.
Uncle Jed, I don't care if she did have a crock full left over. I sure wouldn't have told her to pass it out here at the bank.
Don't worry about it, boy.
Yeah, but you seen what it done to Bessie. Well, she's acting like her and me's engaged.
I know. That's the reason I switched Crocs on Granny.
What? Well, this looks just like spring tonic.
That ain't nothing but Granny's homemade root beer.
Hey, good thinking. And I'm dry as a biscuit.
Jethro!
Quiet, girls, quiet now. Here's the first ones, and there's more on the way. Now, you wait here whilst we go tell Mr. Drysdale. Come on, Jed, you bring the tonic.
Jethro, I was hoping we could try some tonic together, but Granny says that there's a Bessie in your life who won't let you go for a minute.
Bessie? What the heck, Bob? Bessie's just a doggone Granny was right. As far as Bessie's concerned, we's engaged.
Now, Mr. Clampett, Granny, what can we do for you?
Well,
Say, that looks a little heavy. Let Miss Hathaway carry it.
Set it right here, Jed. You and your workers are in for a real treat, Mr. Drysdale.
Wonderful. You've been cooking again, Granny?
Oh, better than that, making medicine. This here is my spring tonic.
Oh, no, Granny, you shouldn't
Now,
have...
you don't have to thank me. You folks here at the bank are our best friends in this here town. All right, Jethro, run him in.
Mr. Clampett, you've got to stop Granny. The last time I took that stuff, I ended up in the hospital.
yeah, I remember. You strained your back trying to lug your wife across the threshold.
There's nothing to trouble with, Mr. Clampett. I shall never forget the effect it had on me last spring.
One at a time. The rest of you wait outside.
I know what Granny's spring tonic does to city folks, but you can stop worrying. All she's handing out there is root beer.
Well, but that won't fool anyone.
It might. You see, I'm counting on a little wishful thinking from the girls and a whole lot of pride from Granny.
So, you want to be first, eh, honey?
Well, I heard what happened to Miss Hathaway last spring, so go, go, go. Gee, nothing's happening.
It ain't.
Oh, I think I'm feeling it.
Of course you are. Kick up your heels little.
Okay.
That's better. Next.
Now, hold it. I tell you, I have a luncheon appointment with Mr. Drysdale. I'm Dr. Roy Clyburn.
Yippee! Hi, handsome. Girls, wait until you taste that groovy tonic. Granny's a wizard.
Granny, that little hillbilly is making medicine again?
Is she ever? It's got the kick of a zombie. Funny thing, though, it tastes just like root beer. Well,
Uh-huh.
Dr.
Clyburn. So, Granny, you're at it again.
You ought to wait your turn, Roy. But seeing that you're a doctor, I'll give you professional courtesy.
I've just been waiting for a chance to catch you passing out that tonic.
Then you're in luck. Open wide.
What? That's all I need.
Roy, let me explain.
Let me explain. I have been trying to stop that little witch doctor's illegal practice of medicine ever since she came here, and I finally got a witness that can do it. Me.
But, Roy, please.
And let me tell you another reason I'm so happy this happened. Because at lunch today, when you forget your wallet, I won't be there to pay the check.
Hi, how much tonic did y'all pass out?
Just 2 doses. One girl and Dr. Clyburn.
And Miss Jane said to come back and pass the rest out later?
We wasn't thinking, Granny. It would be hard for him to tend to the banking business with all that high-powered tonic sloshing around inside of him.
Ellie, it's the best batch I ever made. Why, Dr. Clyburn pert near flew out that office after he took it.
Hey, speaking of spring tonic, where's Bessie?
Oh, she's out back waiting for you to come home.
You mean that stuff ain't wore off yet?
Take a look.
Ellie Mae, tell her I ain't interested. Doggone!
Don't worry, Jethro. She'll get over it.
But that'll take hours. Them's my bananas.
Oh, here you are.
Oh, get out of my office, Milburn. I'm through talking. Granny is going to face charges for practicing and dispensing medicine without a license.
But that tonic she was passing out was root beer.
Good. That's another charge. Fraud.
Please, Roy, let's talk about it over lunch. My treat. Well, there's no need to go out. I stopped on the way. American cheese on the white.
That is my lunch.
Well, half of it is.
Out.
You can have the pickle.
I have patience waiting.
Granny's intentions are good. She's just a little unconventional.
Unconventional? She makes Baron von Frankenstein look like Dr. Spock.
You've always said that the medical profession is badly understaffed. And she just wants to help.
Well, she's going to by staying out of it. And the two of us are going to see to it that she does just that.
Two of you?
Myself and the judge.
Oh, no! Before I let you put that sweet little old account behind bars, I'll swallow every pill in this jar.
Help yourself. They're cotton balls.
Oh, please, Roy. Let Granny come down and watch you. See what modern medicine is like, and when she does, she'll know how far behind she is and quit of her own accord.
Absolutely not, Milburn.
All right. You forced me to do this. What are we? 12 stories up? Oh, this is going to make some very ugly headlines if you refuse me and they find a body lying down there.
Milburn, now wait. Don't do anything foolish. Don't jump.
Who's talking about jumping? It's your body they're going to find. Oh, Roy. Give it a chance. Let Granny come down and observe. I'm begging you.
Oh, stop. If you're that desperate, I'll think about it.
Thank you. Bless you. How can I ever show my gratitude, my appreciation? Say, what about taking my half of the sandwich?
Granny, what y'all got up for?
Dr. Clyburn called. Wants me to come down to his office to talk medicine with him.
Yeah, Ellie told us, but how come the flowers and ribbons?
Jeff, just because I'm a physician don't mean I can forget I am a woman.
Well, which one you trying to be now?
Hasha!
Granny, here's your doctoring bag. Put in the vanilla extract like you said.
Perfume, too.
It ain't perfume. It's for making remedies to show Dr. Clyburn.
Is that what this roast chicken and homemade pumpkin pie is for?
Never mind. You and Ellie go get the truck and take me down to his office.
Yes, ma'am.
Granny, if I didn't know better, I'd swear you had your cap set for Dr. Clyburn.
Hogwash. This is nothing but a professional visit.
Now stop it and tell me why you're doing this. You never gave 2 hoots for Dr. Clyburn before.
Well, he never did a hoot for me. But now that he's calling me up and asking me down to his office and all, well, maybe we finally got something to hoot about.
He sure has done a turnaround.
That was an awful good batch of spring tonic he got a dose of.
Believe me, Granny, that tonic he took has nothing to do with it.
I probably should have had you down here long before this. I just hope it isn't too late.
Oh, it's never too late, Dr. Clyburn. Can I call you Roy?
Oh, Roy will be fine.
Dandy. Then you don't have to call me Dr. Granny. Just call me Granny. Or, Daisy.
Granny will be fine.
You know, I kind of thought that my tonic had something to do with you asking me here today. But Jed said he didn't think so.
Well, Jed was wrong. I've restrained myself for a long time, but after you tonicked me this morning, I knew I had to do something.
Always was a great little icebreaker.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, nothing. What's in there?
Oh, well, come on in. I'll show you. This is where I see most of my patients.
Uh-huh. What's that music?
Oh, it's background for relaxing.
Well, first let's get to know one another better, and then we can dance.
That smell. It's like vanilla.
It's vanilla extract. I even got it behind my ears.
Oh? Well, would you like to wash up?
Ain't you the kidder? Well, I'm glad to see you ain't again taking a little nip now and then, Roy.
I wouldn't drink that stuff. Why, that'll make you blind.
Well, I grant you gotta know when you've had enough.
Let's get down to business.
All right.
With the equipment and instruments I keep in this office, I can perform many types of minor operations.
All right, then. Let's see you start carving this chicken. And after we've eaten, we'll see about that dance.
Come on and drink some more catnip tea now. It'll work again the tonic.
You heard from Granny?
Well, no, sir, Paul. I've been keeping Bessie company. She's still pining for Jethro.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, and the worst part is, well, he's been treating her just like an animal.
Yeah, well, Ellie, Bessie is an animal, and she better start forgetting about Jethro. Sorry, Bessie. Oh, hello? Well, Granny, how you doing down there?
You gotta pick me up here at Dr. Clyburn's office right away.
He ain't made no improper advances to you, has he?
He ain't even made a proper one. I thought at first my tonic wasn't working. But the trouble is, he's too worried to think of romance.
Worried about what?
He's failing in his profession. In the 2 hours I've been here, he ain't had one patient. No. And all that time, he's been trying his heart out to convince me he's a good doctor. How? Well, telling me how good trained he is and how modern doctors need all this fancy equipment like he's got. And coming now. I gotta hang up now.
Here we are, Granny.
Won't you even have a little piece of pie, Roy?
No, Granny. Now, this is an electrocardiograph. Can't do a really complete physical examination without one.
Oh, that's nice, Roy. I'll bet you could give a dandy examination with that. You ever had a patient?
This costs $1,300, and what you've seen is only a sample of the modern equipment that I have here.
I ain't never seen so much stuff. Too bad there ain't nobody around to try it out on.
Yes? Who? Oh, now, didn't you tell her that this was my afternoon? All right, have her go into room B. Yes. I'm sorry, Granny, I didn't expect this, but I have a patient.
Oh, praise be. Don't get excited.
Oh, she's very influential in society, but the worst kind of a hypochondriac. Come along while I get her x-rays.
Doctor?
Go right in, Mr. Longpray.
I'm Dr. Granny. I'm helping Dr. Clyburn.
Good. Perhaps you can do something for me. He doesn't seem to take a proper interest in my case.
And I think I know why. Before you come in, he described you as the worst kind of a hypochondriac. I'm going to help you. In my practice of medicine, It don't matter what religion you are.
I beg your pardon.
Now, what's your complaint?
Well, it's rather general. I'm a little short of breath. I can't sleep.
Stop right there. I can tell the rest by looking at you. First off, that corset's too tight.
What?
Get rid of it. Let the blood percolate. And them shoes are too small. Try some practical ones. And them hands. How long has it been since them hands done any work around the house?
I have 8 servants. I don't need to work.
Yes, you do. And the sooner, the better. Now, you go on. Try scrubbing the floor, washing the walls, and you'll sleep, believe me. Now, walk. And don't ride. Take them shoes off and walk home. Go on. And cut the stays in that corset.
Mrs. DeLongpre just left here in a rage. You were supposed to be with me. What did you say to her?
Nothing. Just that her corset and her shoes were a little too snug. She was mad. Huh?
Mad? She said she'd personally see that I lost every patient I had.
Well, look on the bright side, Roy. You ain't got too many to lose.
Granny, you'd better leave. I think I'm getting a little faint.
You must be hungry. Have some chicken. And maybe you better have a piece of pie, too. And then he sort of let out a yell and smashed my pie.
You did lose his last patient for him.
Yeah. Plus, it must be awful. Seeing something you put so much into, your whole livelihood going down the drain.
He has had an awful run of bad luck lately.
Yeah. And then, too, this ain't exactly the hand of a natural-born healer.
Well, that's probably why he had you to come down there, to give him help. I bet you didn't care nothing about romancing you.
Who asked you?
Anyway, we gotta help Dr. Clyburn. We gotta figure out a way to get him some patients. Jethro, you thought of anything yet?
It's just a matter of time, Uncle Jet. I got my giant brain and 6 grades worth of education working on it.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, I think I know a way Dr. Clyburn can get the jump on them other Beverly Hills doctors.
Well, how, Paul?
By doing something none of the rest of them have thought of yet. Advertising.
Good idea, Jim.
What is it, Roy? What was that message about coming right over? Some emergency?
Granny called to have me watching television at this hour. Said she had a surprise for me.
Uh-oh. That sounds bad. What is it?
I don't know. I'm almost out of tranquilizer.
Here's Granny.
All right. Is it working? Are we on? Howdy there. This is Dr. Granny telling you there's one of the first-class physician in Beverly Hills, Dr. Roy Clyburn, the healer with a heart. I want to show you a typical Clyburn cure. Here's a man afore-seeing Dr. Roy Clyburn, tired, run down, feeling poorly. Now, here's the same man after seeing Dr. Clyburn. Vigor restored, full of the dickens, a satisfied customer. Now I want you to all go down to the Beverly Crestview Medical Building and give this man your business. He's really up against it. And here's a special offer. To the first 50 folks, a dose of my own spring tonic. All right, turn it up. How's that, Sid?
Great, Granny.
If that don't get your poor old Roy some patience, nothing will. I said turn it off. It ain't, huh?
Well, thanks for having us over, Roy.
The only way you will leave this room is through that window.
But you're on the medical board. They know you wouldn't advertise.
Who cares about them? I'll never have another patient once this gets around.
Roy, I'll use you.
Milburn, you'll need me.
Where's Dr. Granny?
Dr. Granny has retired permanently.
Oh, I wanted to thank her. I decided to take her orders, and after I'd walked home and scrubbed some floors, I took a nap and slept like a baby. I liberated myself from top to bottom. No more girdle. And look at my new shoes. I must be getting back to the charity bazaar. Everybody in Beverly Hills is there.
Everybody? Then they didn't see the commercial.
I'm telling them all about Granny's firm approach to medicine. I hope you are going to keep up her fine work.
You bet I am. And the next time you come here, I want to see 5 pounds off those hips.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
It's a nice feeling to help somebody out, ain't it, family?
It is.
Yeah. I feel so good, I'm gonna up and take Bessie for a ride.
Well, she may not want to go, Jethro. She's over that spring tonic.
Tonic or no, I ain't gonna be turned down by no ape. Come on, Bessie, I'll take you for a ride.
Looks like Bessie has finally gotten over her crush on